writing. Let's go. I think this is number 9. So here we go. He was walking in a marsh stuffed full of reeds and cattails beside a steep riverbank when the quicksand found him. The water by now had stretched for just as many miles behind him as it did in front. The soles of his shoes stick to the ground with every step. It tries to suck him in the screedy sand. It wants to pull him in, to add his weight to its mass. Each step gets harder as the sand beneath tries to suck him in, and when he slows, his soles sink half an inch beneath the surface. It takes more out of him to wrench his feet from the sand than it would have to have kept moving in the first place. His things are sprinkled between the miles behind him. His backpack was the first to go. Too much weight, too much to carry. He set it atop the sinking sand and sent a prayer to anything that could listen to keep it from sinking beneath the depths. One day he vowed he would come back for it. Then came his jacket. It was too big, too bulky. Like the backpack, it had weighed him down, and like the backpack, he prayed and vowed to return to it in due time. Next came his shoes. Their soles were much spikier than his feet. He thinks ridding himself of them may help him stay on top of the quicksand for just a few miles more. And so he walks with bare feet, but they ache, as does his back, as does his mind. He has no measure for the miles he's walked, and so they stretch and wrap around the length of the world 1,000 times over. He is tired, he longs for rest. He thinks of laying down in the soft sand beneath his feet, of succumbing, of giving in to sweet temptation. His movement could finally still. The trail of footprints behind him could finally have the time to fill back in. It would not take more than an hour. There would be no remaining sign that he had ever even walked these lonely miles. But he knows he can't. He walks for a reason. He has a destination. There are people waiting for his arrival. A crowd of smiling faces would mourn should he not return. Expressions would twist. These people would fall to their knees. They would hold their loved ones close, wishing they hadn't lost one they'd held so dear. They could never let go of him, and so he cannot let go either. He will advance, and he will continue. He will move forward, even if it means dragging his rotten feet. He will walk unfamiliar terrain to return home, and he will keep himself alive, even if it kills him. He will reach his destination. He will reach home. And when all is said and done, he will have time left over to collect his things from the miles behind him, too. He will walk as long as it takes, even if the space in front of him spans 1,000 laps around the earth more. It is not a possibility to stop. This is what he must do. And while the task may be Sisyphean, he is not begrudging. Thank you.